Good tidings, ladies and gentlemen of the lodge, and welcome back. Today's video is again going to be giving us a closer look into the Foretellers, but instead of focusing on one specific Foreteller, we are actually going to be speaking about them as a whole. So, given the title of this video, I'm sure you know where we are headed, but I do want to point out that this information isn't anything new or undiscovered. I just think this is a point about the Foretellers that I think gets constantly overlooked. Which is a shame, because I think it could have massive story implications for the future. But first things first, let's point to the evidence that shows us that the Foretellers' names as we know them, Ava, Luxu, Ased, Invi, Gula, and Ira, are not their real or actual names. We see this evidenced in the opening scene of Kingdom Hearts back cover. They roll through it very quickly, so it's pretty easy to miss, so I'll slow it down at the right point so that we can all be caught up to speed. So here we go. Before he disappeared, the one who made me bestowed names on 6 of his apprentices and passed down the Book of Prophecies to 5 who came to be known as the Foretellers. So there we have it in plain English and plain sight. The Foretellers' names are not their real names. They were given these names by the Master. But now for the fun part. What does all this mean? Before exploring that any further, first allow me to point out a fun parallel. So here we have the Master, who bestows names onto his followers and/or apprentices. Call me crazy, but didn't Xemnas do the same thing with members of the organization? Kind of interesting to see that parallel between the two. Obviously, I'm not making a case that Xemnas is the Master of Masters. That's certainly not the case. But it's interesting to see that both characters are acting in a similar fashion. But now let's talk about what this all could mean. One thing is for sure, is that it raises a bunch of questions. Who were the Foretellers before the Master gave them their names? What are their true names? Will they eventually abandon their identities as Foretellers and revert back to who they were before? Do they have any memories of who they were before? The possibilities here are nearly endless, as it leaves the Foretellers' backstories wide open. But now, thinking about the Master, we are compelled to ask why he chose these names. Could it be because he knew of their personality flaws and was playing on the specific traits that would goose-step them into the Keyblade War? Or could it possibly be something else? Is it possible that the Master of Masters in Kingdom Hearts and Father from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood have something in common? For those of you out of the loop, let me bring you up to speed. In Fullmetal Alchemist, Father severs off the 7 deadly sins from himself, thereby creating homunculi personifications of them. Is it possible that the Master did something similar? Could it be that the Foretellers are subsections of the Master's personality that have been severed off and set in motion? This might explain why they all have this deep admiration for him. I know I'm rambling off a bunch of questions and hypotheticals here, but that's really the point at the end of the day. There is a huge missing piece of the Foretellers' backstory that is yet to be filled in. Who or what were they before the Master gave them their names? If any of you listening or watching have any ideas, please let me know. The more I think about it, the more the world of possibilities begin to open up. And I'm hoping, no, begging, that we get some answers or maybe even some clues in the next Kingdom Hearts game or even in a future Union Cross update. But anyway, that's about all I have for you all today. I know it was a quick one, but I just wanted to get it out there and get some of us talking. I hope I've spurred up a lot of questions and imagination on your end, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see all of you beautiful sickos and normies next time.